It's mystery box donation time here at the lab, and this came in generously donated by a rat. That is Rapidly Aging Technology, and or the YouTube channel of the same name. Go check out his channel for some interesting videos. So, what could this be? I hope my camera stays in focus, because I only have to do this, I only have one opportunity to do this the first time. What do we got here? Something that came from eBay and was sent to me. Wow, look at this. Oh, what a lovely color. I kind of have a car that's kind of like that color. All right, let's see if I can get everything out of here. Something like that. And something like that. And that's it. So that's what I got in the box. Huh. Looks like I've gotten a hose, some wands. Looks like there's an attachment on the end, and there's some kind of a really interesting, somewhat scary attachment here on the end of this. Wow, that looks like some kind of coupling. Wonder what this could go into. Let's see. Didn't come with any instructions, so let's try a few things. Let's see, maybe this fits in a Miele. Oh, no, not quite. You know, I could tape it. I guess I could tape it. Yeah, that'll work. That'll be cool. Well, let's try a rainbow. You know, that actually kind of fits. Okay, so not a good fit for a rainbow, but I wasn't expecting it to actually do that well. A Kirby. Whoa. All right, that would, yeah, that would not be recommended. That would be bad. But you know, you could tape it up in there. That would be kind of dangerous. Might actually end up rubbing in a spot that would be kind of bad, but that's kind of interesting. Hey, look at that. I wonder though, is there some other type of machine that this would fit in? Maybe kind of similar to this guy. Do I have one of those? Oh, what about this? So, black and blue. That really seems to be the color of the day. So, let's see. I'm going to need to get a tool here so I can lift the belt. Now, since I got my belt lift tool, let's get the front off here. And let's see if I can remember which way to turn this thing. Get the belt off. There we go. Okay, disposed of one belt. And this little piece here got this little tab, corresponds to this cutout. Let's see, there we go, and that's the ticket. Okay, so that's the click of life. Gotta go in there, and then you push it down. Of course, you can take this off and put this back here, have it be a blower hose as well. But I just bet you there's a whole lot of people who are going to be very interested in finding out what the airflow is from this tube. But I'll tell you this, even though that's locked in there, to be sure, that is a little bit on the loose side. I think that's probably the way it's supposed to go, so I just wonder what kind of airflow we get. So let's measure it.
But before we go running towards the anemometer and Baird airflow meter, I need to unwrap the rest of these pieces here.
This one's going to take a minute. So it looks like we have two wands. I would think that one might be straight and one might be curved, but both of these are curved. I don't want to scratch this stuff, so I'm being kind of careful. I am unfamiliar with royal wands. Jeez, that's really still in there. Held my blade right. So, yes, we have two curved wands. And they are a little dirty on the inside and on the outside. Oh, and some of the finish is coming off. It's got some rust in there. Isn't that interesting? Look at that. Let me see if I can get a good focus on that. Yeah, especially right in there. Okay, so these definitely have some age. All right. Well, I knew it wasn't new, but we're going to have to clean these up a little bit. So no big deal. But I'm just kind of amazed that they are two curved wands. I mean, it's a pretty interesting type of setup there. I mean, whatever kind of choices you may have. I understand this probably looks a little goofy. Of course, I mean, you can probably do something like that. All kinds of little shapes. All right, so we've got a couple of wands in there. These are going to get a bath and definitely get cleaned up. And then, how long is it going to take me to open this? Of course, you've seen this already. This comes apart. That looks fine. I wonder if anybody can tell me what the age of this is. So, is this something that's, 10 years old, 20 years old? What's the age of this? I'd love to know. All right, and we have some kind of tool that you could use to clean maybe a couch or car or something like that. So upon closer inspection, it looks like this nozzle here and the rivet in it had failed. So I wanted to see if there were any, metal chunks or anything anywhere else in the hose, and no, not really. It just simply broke off and failed over time. So I was like, oh no, I've broken something. So this little extension piece right here, goes in like maybe yay far, is really stuck. So I'm going to have to give it some kind of encouragement, maybe with, say, a pair of pliers or a hammer, and see if I can't remove this piece to make this end of the hose a little more usable with, well, the rest of the attachments. After soaking this hose in a couple-gallon bucket of very hot water mixed in with a full cap of Persil, the results are pretty fantastic, except for one tweak that needs to be made. So this hose now really looks wonderful. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what its age is, but let me tell you, on the inside of most of it, a lot of dirt and rust came off, and that just made things so much better. Plus, it smells nice now. So that is really, really handy. So let's hear it for Persil. However, there still was an issue with this particular
accessory stuck into the business end of the hose. So even after soaking it, it was still stuck in there because I think it had been rusted in there for many, many years. So with a screwdriver, a hammer, and a block of wood, finally I was able to separate these two pieces. However, let's see if I can get some light on the subject here. And it also would be nice to get a decent focus. You see all the rust that's still left in there. And to try to fix that, I've got this little wire brush on the end of a drill. So hopefully I can get a lot of the rust out. And what's in here pretty much survived, obviously with the exception of that rivet, and I can clean up the remaining surface rust right here. But I was able to save this piece without doing any significant damage to it. Even giving it a good beating with a block of wood and hammer and kind of twisting around with a screwdriver. That was the only way I was able to separate these two. So these extension wands aren't too bad. I have not soaked them just yet, but they're going to need a little help because that one even has some spider web still in it. And if I get the angle right, and we got a little rust in there. The general condition is okay, but you see you've got some of the finish is really coming off right there. There's nothing I can do about that, so I'm going to try to save it as much as I can. I'm not going to do any major repairs for these things. Once I soak them, maybe put a little wire brush to it, I can probably make that look a little bit better. Yeah, see all the rust in there? So that's just what I got to deal with. There you go. And in general, here's what that looks like. So they'll work. We'll make them okay, and they will test out fine, I'm sure, and they will smell nice pretty soon. Let's start out with a couple of suction measurements. And incidentally, I put the adapter in here and I did a suction measurement, and I got right in here, I got 42 inches. So I guess that's pretty good. And I thought maybe that with this being as loose as it is, maybe if I put some masking tape on it and that goes all the way in there to the motor, I thought maybe I can improve the suction. I tried for about a half an hour and it didn't make any difference. Even though I was able to get a little bit better fit, still didn't change anything. So I was like, well, 42 inches, 42 inches. So now let's go ahead and put the hose on, and let's see how tight the hose is from a suction standpoint. And we'll do airflow after we're done with this. So just a reminder, Royal is a really loud vacuum. So, oh boy, is it going to get loud. All right, let's make sure you can see that. And here we go. Okay, I think I saw at least 40, maybe 41. I know I was holding it a little bit of a weird angle, but this hose is tight. This is definitely tight. Maybe we're losing across, honestly, this whole thing right here. Maybe we're losing an inch or so of suction. So that's perfectly fine. Now let's see what we have for airflow out of this. And just as a reminder, a Centria 2 that I've tested on multiple occasions with the Centria 2 hose gets 120 CFM. So we'll try a little Baird meter just for a good visual, and then of course I'll try the anemometer. Let's give this a whirl with the Baird airflow meter, and if it hits a 7, if the yellow disc hits a 7, that's going to mean that out of here with a brand new unused Royal HEPA bag, the genuine HEPA bag, it would mean about 97 CFM. slippery little guy. So we saw 7, and that's going to mean, loosely speaking, about 97 CFM. Now it's time for some formal measurements. And I have installed a genuine Royal Type B HEPA bag. So we seem to peak out at 3720 feet per minute times our normal conversion factor, and the Baird meter was true. In case anybody ever wondered if somehow this thing was accurate or not. 97.1 CFM at the hose using a clean HEPA bag. So stay tuned for a video at some point in time where I use this nifty little tool, or maybe something else into the end of that. And also I must thank Rapidly Aging Technology for the donation of this lovely blue hose, which I realize is fairly difficult to get, just in general. Okay, thanks for watching.